One, two, one, two. How's that? Can you hear me now? I'll go back again. Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me now. One, two, testing, one, two. All right, here we go. Listen, um, I said all that to say if you're watching on the rewatch, just kind of go to the 8 minute mark. I want to shout out my channel members. I want to shout out my channel members. Shout out to DJ Soulbuck. Shout out to Carheart God 89. I'll get that right. Shout out to my man Jose Rosario. Shout out to that's DJ Joey O. Shout out to Prince Whip a Whip. Shout out to Mother Glow Up. Shout out to Delta 169th. Shout out to Net X. I think I'm saying that right. Please forgive me. Shout out to Edge 5754. And shout out to Incredible Hulk, one of my loyalist members. And shout out to the War of Ideas. And so those are my channel members. I salute you. Thank you so much for just being who you are. Thank you, man. I just want to let you know that I am so blessed to have you. Shout out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So tonight is a recap. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. Okay, Incredible Hulk, shout out to you. Got you. We got Carheart God 89. Shout out to Carheart God. And yes, no, the book is actually going to be releasing December 25th, 2026. That's when the book's going to be releasing. So that's the official date. And so let me put something on the screen. I want to add this just so you guys can see, man. We're going to be beginning a new campaign here at Hopology. The 2026 goal is 50K subscribers. We need y'all to help us get there, man. We really need you to help us get there. And we can do this, right? We can do this. All we need is people who are willing to support the channel by just simply sharing with somebody else, by simply just sharing the content, sending this, especially those of you that know people who are into the hip hop history segment and aspect of the show. Please send this to them, share this with them. And if you did that with 10 people, right? 10 people, each of you shared with 10 people, we could definitely meet that goal, man. We could definitely meet that goal. So just want to say, help us to meet that goal, help us to get there, help us to make sure that we reach that, man. Listen, 2025 has been a year, man. Let me pull up my notes. We did a great interview with Speedy D this year, great interview on his history, on his background. We did a great interview with Frank Bapo Rojas. I need y'all to go back and just check that out. Of course, we just celebrated and honored the passing of Fly Ty Williams, the founder of Cold Chilling Records. We just did that. And then, man, we had about 5 Charlie Rock interviews. Man, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to show you some highlights and even some of the fuller versions of some things that we've went through this year that were really, really monumental. One of the things I want to open up with sharing is the 50th anniversary of the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew. So what I want to do is, let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to get started right from there. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go back. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Let me get back to me. Let me share this screen right here. Full screen. Boom. There we go. Okay. So sit back, relax, enjoy this. Check this out. This is a highlight.
The Bronx Boys, known as TBB, first began in 1974. This year marks their 50th anniversary, and everyone came together to celebrate. The passion for breakdancing has shifted into high gear internationally. TBB and TBG Global have over 53 chapters around the world.
TBB dates back to 1974. It was first a graffiti crew founded by Shark and Cash, graffiti artists. Then my brother Batch was named Bat at back then, and he joined the crew, so they allowed him to get down. And a year came by, 75. Batch started. He liked to dance. Was doing a lot of top rocking, so he asked the founders if they wanted to join and do a rocking crew. And they said, nah, but you could go ahead. So they gave him the blessing. So he created the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew. And it grew. It's like a disease.
I grew up in the Bronx in the 70s. So I got firsthand taste of the park jams, when it all originated and when it all started. So my hip hop DNA runs deep in me. As you can see, I represent to the fullest. And I also represent the National Hip Hop Museum of Washington, D.C. I'm their ambassador. And we come out to show love and pass on the culture to the young.
Domestic and international breakdancing enthusiasts showed their signature moves and further learned about TBB's history at the event.
So I grew up in England, like a long, long way away from the Bronx. So being here for something this historic really means a lot to me. Hip hop for life since my teenage years, the Fat Lace years, and I'm not a dancer, but I love that as one of the two original elements of hip hop, the dynamic relationship between the DJ and the dancer. So it's an honor and a privilege to be here today and see this worldwide celebration. Respect.
This is a very part of our family. When I the first time to hear the story from Abby and Batch, oh my God, the 75, 50 years, very strong, very huge history. From the beginning, very basic foundation of hip hop culture is right here, the Bronx Boys. So that's why, I'm so part of my crew. It's really, really amazing culture. I love my family. Family first.
It's very inspiring that the new gen and the old gen together. I'm part of the new gen. I'm one of the leaders of the new gen. So seeing the OGs out here that are doing these things too. Big ups to them.
All the B-boys and the B-girls came out for the 50th anniversary. Reporting for Bronx Net, I'm Nova.
The Bronx
All right, y'all. So that was a little snippet from, one of the highlights of this year was the 50th anniversary of the Bronx Boys Rocking Crew, Bronx Boys Rocking Crew, Bronx Girls Rocking Crew. That was a great celebration. I think they did it over a period of 3 days in the Boogie Down Bronx. And so we just, we celebrated with them. And just some great stuff. I want to continue on. Let me see who's in here by way of chat. Let me put some people right up here. All right, Peace family, Feliz Navidad. I see you, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're gonna go into our next segment. That was a really great turning point for TBB as well. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen and come back to you real quick. But this was another part of TBB's legacy. which is known as Fahrenheit 75. Now, what I want you to understand is that these crews are still pushing the culture forward. These crews are still doing events in the Bronx, the birthplace of the culture. And so I'm going to give you a little snippet. Shout out to my man Pastor Crespo Jr., who filmed the Fahrenheit 75 reunion, get together, throwdown. It was great. So this is just some footage from that event. So let me get that set up. Boom. Hold on 1 second. Boom. Okay. Boom. We're gonna do that. All right, here we go. Yeah. That was just a little blast from the past that happened this year. Fahrenheit 75 anniversary. There's a whole video. Pastor Crespo filmed it, and so you see the elements of the culture represented at the Fahrenheit anniversary. You see graffiti writers, you see DJs, you see b-boys, you see MCs. You saw MC TNT, who I'm going to be interviewing on January the 17th, right? So just some great stuff, man. Again, just putting some highlights together for this year. And another very important highlight that we had this year was the birthday party for Chino Action of the New York City Breakers. And I believe it was Bam Bam, also of the New York City Breakers. So we're going to show you some footage from that event right now. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I didn't do something right. Let me share the screen. That's what I got to do. All right, here we go. Boom. I got to share the screen. Boom. There we go. Now we got it. All right, so we're going to go. We'll put this back. Let's get it. This was done. Hold on. Let me just give you some background. This happened at the Universal Hip Hop Museum. I believe it's called the Culture Lab in the Bronx. You see Rocky Bucano. So this was specially invited guests only. Okay, so specially invited guests only for Chino Action and Bam Bam's birthday party. So let's check out this little clip.
Who first? Mr. Ed? Ladies and gentlemen, the OG legend, Part 5, 79 years old, and he still got it. Hey, wow, I was going to get done. I'm get it. All right, who next? Breathe. Let's go. This Bboy Breathe right here. He looks young, but he ain't, trust me. Oh, this is Green Monk. He's in the building, y'all. These are OGs, ladies and gentlemen. They're not 15 years. They're not 20 years old. These are guys in the 50s. This is Zone. He's about to throw in his Zone. Oh, Zone, there it is. Ow. He's smoking. Ow, okay. Smoking is not good for your health, ladies and gentlemen. Who next? Oh, this is Jason. BB's in the house. B is in the house. Jason, let's go. Oh, he still got it. Who next? Oh, this is Al Boogie. Al Boogie. Original Boogie Boy from the Bronx, baby. These are legends. We're at the Culture Lab. This is how we used to do it back in the day. Knuckles, I know you there. I see Knuckles. You better get down, Knuckles. Oh, this is Al Boogie, yo. You gotta tell the joke? I ain't no joke. I used to let him watch. Who next? John, you got something, you John? I see you bobbing. I see you moving. I see you wiggling just a little bit. Come on, John. Ready? You next, ready? Lock the John. Hey. mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s, 2025, he's still doing it. Lots of John. Hand it out, Boogie, still get down together. Stop playing. Y'all need to do a routine. Y'all need to do a 45-minute show. Yeah, come on, get out. Oh, yes, let's go. He got it all, baby. He can dance, he can lock, he can pop, he can boogie. This is Lockatron John. Rhythm technician. Yeah, that boy got rhythm. And he's real technical with it. I see you, baby. All right, I'll do it. Let's go. Stop playing with me. You give me a T. Don't tease me. Please me, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, Randy, you next. Baby, you gotta go next, too, bro. He still got it. Oh, New York flavor. This is the New York Boogie Boy, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Ow, Boogie. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me. Chris, I see you back there. Stop doing it. Come on. This is Randy. Randy, come on, baby. This is Randy, another New York Boogie Boy. Randy! That's that man right there. This is New York flavor. Electron, don't speak away, baby. Let's go. Bam Bam, come on, but it's your birthday. Get in there. This is Bam Bam, the liquid robot. Let's go. Bam Bam! He still got it! He gets out to this. Don't sleep on the Bam Bam. He said, I said liquid robot, but he can get funky with it. Check out the breakdown. We are the New York City Crazy. Let's go. Hey. Hey, Robot, where you at? Golf Horse, where you at? Knuckle, where you at? Oh, they come to Korea and watch. Nobody get down. These are the next generation New York City Crazy coming out of Korea. Yo, keep the circumstance. Let's go. Alright, let's go. This is Electron, another OG legend from back in the day. We all went to high school together. This is Electron. Alright, let's go. Rich, we all this is my man right here. Dark Horse. This is the next generation represent New York City Breakers coming all the way from Korea to show love. Hey, okay, action, you see that? There we go. This is Professor, aka the Doctor. This is Dark Horse. Hey! He's not a young man. Okay. Oh, baby, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go. Stop, you see anybody? Put those hands. I don't see you stopping. This is Dark Horse and Knuckles, straight out of Seoul, Korea. Let's go.
Hey, let's go, baby.
Oh, baby, let's go. Step it up, baby, step it up. This is B-Boy Knuckles. I like the flavor. I like the mood. I like what I'm seeing, baby. Okay. You mess with him, you're not gonna get smoked. You're gonna get knuckles. Let's go, baby. This is B-Boy Knuckles. He got soul, baby. Don't pick it out. Let's go. Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him. He may look young, but he's probably older than all of us. He got the good skin. Hey! This is B-Boy Knuckle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So that was that was actually the birthday party for Chino Action, New York City Breakers, Bam Bam, also New York City Breakers. You heard London, B-Boy London. This was at the Culture Lab. That's kind of an extension of the Universal Hip Hop Museum, or the Hip Hop Museum that will be opening in the Bronx coming soon, man. So, just showing some highlights of this year, man. And this next video that I want to show is, okay, let me set this up. I want to set this up right. So let me get back on the screen. This was a real highlight for 2025. We had, for the first time, an actual conversation between Zulu King Charlie Rock and Tex D, also known as Tex DJ Hollywood. And Tex really revealed some stuff that I think is important. I actually want to play that whole back and forth between him and Charlie Rock. He reveals some really, really great history. All right? So let's get that. Here we go. All right. Boom. Let's get it.
For the first time anywhere, this is an exclusive. A one-on-one text message conversation between Charlie Rock and none other than Tex DJ Hollywood. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the history.
Tex D says, I don't usually follow social media, but I wanted to respond to your question about Magali. She is Guru's wife, and although not my biological sister, I regard her as one. I'm sorry to hear about Powwow's passing. May he rest in peace. Also, I wanted to thank you for keeping the memory of hip-hop straight. I am not one to look for accolades, but I do want to keep the facts straight. When I started DJing, the only ones that I can recall being around was Cool DJ D, Herc, and Flash. They are the only ones in the Bronx that I can recall when I started in the early 70s. Eventually, other DJs caught interest after seeing us and started getting into the game, but they came after. Also, when I first began DJing, Mario did not have a set and always asked me or Cool D to bring our equipment out to Rosedale Park or in Bronxdale. Mario was more like a promoter. Eventually, Mario got his equipment and we decided to combine our system on many occasions to rock the park. Bam eventually got his equipment and started DJing as well. As you know, Bam was known for discovering many unheard break music that many of us never heard of. I remember DJs like Lovebug Starsky and many others coming to the park and watching me in the early days, DJing and eventually getting into the game. As you know, Theodore, Jazzy J, Busy B are much younger than us and get into the game much later. Not taking anything away from their accomplishments, they were good entertainers. Anyway, I'm going to stop here because there's a lot of history. I hope and pray for your continued health. Your brother, Tex DJ Hollywood.
Charlie Rock responds, Text DJ Hollywood, the man with the golden voice. My brother, spade love always. They gotta know. Is it okay to quote you, my brother? Let me know, and I will always respect your wishes. Text D responds, of course, my brother, you know the truth, so speak it. They need to hear from someone who was a witness. I just get puzzled hearing people giving their version when they were not there or trying to get credit as if they were part of the beginning. I can't recall any other DJs playing in Rosedale or Bronxdale when I started. Those who lived in Bronxdale, Bronx River, Monroe, or Soundview know. They were part of it. Also, my Spade family also were part of the history and should receive the credit they deserve. God bless my brother. From another mother, Charlie Rock, a true legend. Charlie Rock asks him a question. Did you ever hear of or see DJ FaZe in Bronxdale back in the day or playing with Mario at any time? Tex D responds, I do not remember DJ FaZe out there. Like I said, in the early 70s, it was only myself, Mario, and Cool D playing in the park. He could have come after. You were there. Do you remember him playing in the park? Again, if he claims playing with Mario, I don't remember him. When I went away, Mario had Nicky D playing his set. If FaZe was with him, he probably might have allowed him to play on his set, but I don't recall. I do remember Busy B and Theodore also playing on Mario's set. Charlie Rock responds, I don't remember him playing with Mario at all. He tries to tell people who believe him he was playing with Mario in 1971. I was only 11 years old in 1971 and wasn't even a baby Spade yet. I didn't come around Bronx River or Bronxdale until late 75, 76. When I was in high school, FaZe is at least 2 years younger than me, and I'm being generous. So he was playing on Mario's set at 9 years old. I call BS on that one. I can tell you with absolute certainty you and Mario were playing in 123 in late 1976. That's when I auditioned and became a Zulu King. Charlie Rock continues. We go back even before Nicky D. Remember Bosco? You were the first DJ from the Soundview crew to rock Good Times. Tex D responds, that's correct. Nicky D started playing for Mario around 1979 when I left. Remember, Mario was more of an MC/promoter. Bosco sounds familiar. I've never heard of FaZe. Charlie Rock continues. I remember when you left to play basketball. I'll be 65 next month. My birthday was 5/24/1960. Tex responds and says, I was born July 1958. Charlie Rock responds, you're 2 years ahead of me. You were supreme prez of all young Spades. I was a baby Spade in the 22nd Division on Gun Hill Road. Wild Man was our prez. Tex responds, great memory. Again, you know the history. You cannot be fooled by these wannabes. Charlie responds, exactly. Please let me quote you so we can put these imposters in check. If not, I will understand and will comply, my brother. I emceed on your set many times. Do you remember? You played a party for the staff of Pathmark and I emceed for you. Tex D responds, of course I do. That was why I say that you can quote me anytime. You were there
and I remember you emceeing. I listened to FaZe commenting as if he were an originator, and clearly he was not. Like you said, if he is 2 years younger than you, then he would have been 11 years old with DJ equipment. I was about 13 years old when my older brother and I started purchasing our equipment. He's the one that paid for my equipment with the little money that I did make. I contributed. Unless FaZe had a sponsor, how did he get equipment? Or is he just saying that because Mario let him play a couple of times on his equipment that he should be considered a founder? Many of these youngsters were inspired by watching DJs like myself, Cool D, Flash, Herc, and Bambaataa. That's how they learned to slice music and blend music. MCs got inspired by DJs playing hip hop music and rapping to the beat. You know you did it and was good at it. Together, the DJs and the MCs made the party. Spade love, my brother. And that concludes the original interview, the text message interview between Charlie Rock and Text DJ Hollywood.
So there you have it. Really a gold mine, a nugget of some history. And, wishing Tex D the best. That was a great nugget in 2025. He spoke a lot of truth there. We want to continue. And what we want to do is we want to remember the re-edited version of the documentary. I'm going to just play the beginning of it. That's really seeking to establish that the Bronx is the home of hip hop. I want y'all to sit back, relax, enjoy. This is another feature that happened in the year 2025. So let's get it. Here we go. Let me share this screen. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. And here we go.
So before we get to this issue of the history of hip hop and its origins in the Bronx, we have to deal with this elephant in the room that is really trying to paint this picture that hip hop actually starts in the South in the 1930s. And they base this around some videos that they've seen of what they would call B-boys or breakers. There's numerous videos of people going to the floor.
We already had a large community with us. Once we left the gang movement, I had a large following already from the street gangs. So they just followed me to wherever I was going and where I was taking it. So when we started, it was basically for the Black and Latino community. But as we started going down into the late 70s, early 80s, that's when I knew once we started making recordings and we took it downtown to the Mud Club, the Negril, the Roxy, that a lot of people was going to get involved from other different cultures and races. That's when a lot of the punk rockers started coming up, hanging with us in the South Bronx and partying among Black and Latinos, where everybody thought it was going to be some type of racial violence and this and that. But as Uncle George Clinton said, one nation under the groove, and that's all the people was worrying about. But the hip-hop culture, it started in the Black and Latino community, but it was always, the music was always colorless.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that intro. That was a real highlight for 2025 when it came to this was actually the first documentary. The Latin Breakdown was the second. And so feel free to go back and check out that entire documentary. And then there was another thing that happened in 2025. It was called, I believe it was called DJ Baron Day. It was the first one that they did. And this little clip is a member of the Crash Crew doing a real, kind of a nostalgic song. And you'll see some people at this jam here. Let me set this up real quick. Yeah, right there. There it goes.
Beautiful Maxine! Can you say New York City? Hey! Can you say New York City? It's the sound that you hear, set to your ear. Have no fear. The mix master right, this whole day, the amazing crash crew is here. Back up like the man and shock the motherland. Give me your walk, what we bargained for. And in your mind, bringing you the baddest jams we can find. We are here to tell the world that's who we shocking females, well, cause we are superstars. Every day of face, eyes in your eyes, make your nature rise. So please, every rock to your answer by. It was right in the earth, we heard the word, like a day was heading over the town. Now the half the people will dance to the beat of the business back to town. We have 2 DJs, 6 MCs, 3 rock the house, for the world to see. I'm the L, I the AEC. Rock the mic, the brain for the T. With the balls of the ball now for MC. I am O-E-K, my team. All of the game knows so damn fly. My girl can never pacify. Over the boat knows so you see. What's the Bboy girl? Whenever I speak, I'm over fast. Play with style, play with the rap. I'm from the East, boy. Every chance I get, rock in the room so you won't forget. The game's for the numbers that you gotta see. Cause everybody knows, yo. Everybody knows you can't fight it. Just throw your hands in the air and wave it from side to side. Now if you're on the rock tonight, everybody say, alright, alright. Swing. You walking down the street with your and you playing the music of the and you walking that breathing of the and you snapping your fingers to the when you hear the man on your radio rapping, your feet start the dancing in your so you say to your friends that I'm gonna take the show and rock them. So just take the show and it sounds so very nice. So you said it from the block for a very the whole damn block is sound like me, but I'm the original and not a
Yeah, that was a little blast from this year at the first annual DJ Baron Day, DJ Baron, DJ Breakout, Brothers Disco. And they invited somebody from the Crash Crew to rock out a little bit. And so that was something that was a highlight that happened this year. Another highlight that I did this year was I made the connection I did a really good video on the connection between freestyle and hip hop. There's some people that don't think those things ever went together. And in the 80s, when freestyle was popping, you heard that stuff at the jams, and then you heard hip hop at the jams along with freestyle. And so this video is going to show you what those freestyle songs were. All right, so check this out. Vibe with me a little bit. Let's go. Here we go. Yo. Let me get it set up. Boom. All right.
In the 1980s, freestyle music and the Roland TR-808 drum machine became pivotal connectors between hip-hop culture and the wider world. Freestyle, with its urban club energy, emerged from the same New York neighborhoods that nurtured the early stages of hip-hop. Its syncopated rhythms, soulful vocals, and infectious dance floor energy resonated deeply with Black and Latino youth. At the heart of both sounds lay the iconic 808, a drum machine that delivered powerful bass, precise snares, and futuristic tones that revolutionized popular music. Hip-hop DJs and MCs embraced the 808 for its raw energy, while freestyle artists skillfully layered it with lush melodies and electrifying grooves. Together, they embodied a shared cultural language, the sound of marginalized communities, transforming technology into art, rhythm into movement, and street identity into a global phenomenon.
The Latin Rascals. It had to be 1985.
December 85. Those tape edits are just, mind-boggling. You can give some kid, 500 records and, a 10-week course at Dubspot in Ableton, and he's not going to be able to do what those guys were doing. It's just so funky, so imaginative.
Sometimes the edits make it sound like a machine gun.
I went to City College Engineering School to become an electrical engineer. And then on my second year of college, I got stabbed in the back with a hunting knife as I was protecting my girlfriend. And I had kind of like an epiphany. What are you going to do with your life? I had a chance to think about it because I couldn't walk for 6 months. At that time, I bought a used reel-to-reel. I learned how to record my sets on it. And then I learned how to edit on it. I just found a way to make things repeat themselves, but also to take parts from other songs and then put them in the place where something would have repeated. A Puerto Rican guy named Albert Cabrera was doing everything that I was doing on a cassette tape. When Carlos de Jesus heard me play one of my tapes, he's like, dude, like, who'd you do this with? I said, with him, this other Latin guy. And basically he put on my tape. They dubbed us the Latin Rascals.
This is a Latin Rascals mix show from 85 playing your song.
Love it. When I hear cats do stuff like that, that was the idea. I love it, man. My whole goal of arranging 10 minutes was to make sure that I put everything in this track so that it could be taken apart by DJs. I heard it on somebody's boombox, blasting it, That's when I knew that something was happening.
As I set it off, it was the perfect song because it was the perfect 808 masterpiece. So let me find a beat. That's where I know where his section is changing. So I put that there. We started putting a little hieroglyphics next to it to remind us that it was a kick drum versus the snare. And then we started cutting all these little pieces and some of them being very small. And I would have the kick drum taped to the wall there, and I'd put a little K, and then you could tell by the length of it, that'd be an eighth note, half note, whole note, 16th note. And from there, I would just wind up taking copies and copies of these things and basically just have it available to me like somebody would have as ingredients when they're making cake. Now I'm just cutting two pieces together just to show you that they can be cut.
dos, 1, 2, 3, 4.
In this world today, that's why we are here to say people snatching gold chains, not using their brains, not only outside but also on the train. Yeah, could even got people in this town who pick pockets, stick cocaine to be down, but then one day they gonna get caught, and that's the only way they gonna be taught.
Not really, don't you see? It's all in their heart. They even rob many people and they think it's smart, so they do it again because they live in their hell. Back they go in the same jail cell.
So that was a little blast of something that we put together this year, and just showed that connection between freestyle and hip hop. And again, those that lived it, those that were there, those that know, they know. And so what we want to do is we want to end tonight, give people the time to go out and enjoy the new year. And we want to end tonight with what I would say is probably one of the most important interviews that we did this year. And that was with none other than DJ Africa Bambaataa. And we're going to play that entire segment so people could hear what he's saying. Okay. Let me just say this, we're not insensitive to the allegations. We're simply talking about the history of hip hop, and you cannot talk about the history of hip hop without talking to Africa Bambaataa. So I want you to sit back, relax, and listen as we close out with this segment. After this, I'll be back with some closing thoughts.
All right. Well, it is my pleasure, guys, to have on the line someone who really needs no introduction at all, DJ Africa Bambaataa. And Bam, thank you so much again for taking the time out of your schedule to chat with, with me. I'm nobody, right? So thank you, man.
Now we all somebody in the grace of and the eye of God. Anyway.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. So Bam, the the conversation, and I'm sure you've heard it. I'm sure you've come across people who've talked about it. The conversation that I'm in the middle of for the past probably 3 years now has been the idea that Puerto Ricans, New Yorkers, are guests in the house of hip hop culture. I'm from the Bronx myself. The earliest recollection I have of seeing the culture is 75. I'm 8 years of age. So I see breakbeat DJs, I see B-boys breaking. What would you say to that initial comment? Puerto Ricans are guests in the house of hip hop. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first I'd like to say, first give honor to the Most High Supreme Force, to whom it goes by many names. Any so-called, and I'm saying so-called Latino or so-called Black who don't know their history really needs to be quiet. Because people who play around with this, I'm Black, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Latino, is it some different race or nationality, don't really know about what went down and what went on in history.
Dash filled with tech, new cars on deck, out with the old, in with the gold.
Now, what is a Puerto Rican? Are they Black Puerto Ricans? Are they so-called white Puerto Ricans? What is a Caribbean? What is an indigenous? Who are we all? We grab a hold of our Spanish culture, but don't know that Portugal and Spain, España, was all ruled by the Moors. Nobody want to deal with the Moorish history, which is the African history, and it's also American history, and it's a world history. So the Moors ruled many places in the world. So we don't deal with different history, because most history that they teach us today is full of lies, been distorted. And they want you to think Puerto Rico or Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, or anyone else that speaks of the Spanish language of the conquerors is different than of the so-called Black people who speak the English, the French, and any other thing of their colonizer and conqueror. We all are indigenous people.
Right.
Now, there are Puerto Ricans that kept more of the African culture alive than many of us that's doing it today. Got more bigger afros than Michael Jackson and Foster Silver put together. Most people forget it is a Puerto Rican by the name of Arthur Schomburg who has the biggest history of Black history in the library in Harlem.
Yes,
That has all our history, and nobody knows the history story or why did he collect so much of Black history, which is also our Latino Spanish history in Harlem in the library.
Yes.
People don't know that salsa is also African.
Yes.
The queen of salsa, as they say, is Celia Cruz, which everybody, I ask you to go watch her story. It's a tremendous story, long, but it's a wonderful story. But wherever there was so-called Black people, which is also Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever other colors, we might not want to say we black, brown, yellow, red, and white, because there's no such land called black land, brown land, yellow land, red land, or white land. And some would say the country of Egypt, which means black, but so-called, when you look at any map, you can't find none of those countries. So what is your nationality and your birthright? Who are you? Why are we fighting each other to say, oh, the Puerto Ricans want to be part of hip-hop? In the Universal School of Nations, there's no such thing. Wherever the so-called black man and woman was at, was also the black man or black so-called Puerto Rican, Dominican, or other woman was with us too. Wherever we was moving, they was moving. Wherever we was playing and dancing, they was dancing. Back in the 60s, so-called black people knew how to do salsa and Latin dances just as well as our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. When we used to have our gang colors, we also had our Puerto Rican patches along with our red, black, and green, and whatever other we stood for, the Black Panthers, the Young Lords Party. And most of our people today don't even know what was a Young Lord, what was a Black Panther, who was the Weatherman. So there's so much game playing going on with our people, and even to make a show to start controversy, to have Black and so-called Latino attack each other like you're not brothers and sisters, and not know your history is a damn shame to all our people.
Yeah, and I think that that's what bothers me more than anything else. Of course, I know my indigenous history. I know my background. And many of the people that I'm talking to, and what's surprising, Bam, is that some of the people are from New York. They're from the Bronx. They are considered quote unquote pioneers who are now changing the story and saying, no, the Puerto Ricans came years later into hip hop. And I'm like, I don't know where you're getting that from. So I'm not sure what the agenda is, but I wanted to speak with you so you could speak to this because you were there. You were there.
The agenda is that some would like to sell out. Some might be getting their hand washed with what we call chump money. Some changing their story because they think that because you could cause controversy on YouTube that we're going to get a check. So this is how many of our people have become agents of chaos, agents of mischief, agents of destruction to the masses of the minds of our people. I don't care if it's so-called black, brown, yellow, red, or white people. You're not teaching the factology of the truth.
Right.
You're playing games with the brothers and sisters' minds. You're causing division with so-called black and Latino, brown and black, which both are black and brown or whatever, if you want to use all this color stuff. Because when you put a crayon and you put all the crayons back together on top of each other, it's going to go back into darkness. So we got to break all that science down. It's almost like we got to re-teach school again. to our brothers and sisters who are getting blind, deaf, and dumb to what is really being taught out there, what's causing division, what's causing us to get anger and turning hateful to each other. Which, how can you be hateful towards your brother and sister? My Spanish mother and sister, that's my mama and papa. Just like they so-called black mama and papa, that's still your mama and papa. We had communities where we look out for each other. We might have struggles where people had fights and all that type of argument. Everybody has that in a different community.
Of course.
But nobody talk about the glorious days when all of us was coming up together, had to fight the struggle, had to fight police brutality, had to fight when our buildings was being fired or being destroyed because some landlord wants to get a new bill. So where's all this type of talk being talked and all this type of conversation instead of talking about, oh, we the black people, we did this first, and your Puerto Ricans there like, is that different people?
Right.
Just because one speaks Spanish and one speaks English?
Right.
Is that your language originally?
Right. We're talking about, some of the early, as I start to just continue to try and break this stuff down on the channel, and we talk about people like, I've always said this, there's never been a time, as far as I've seen the culture that came to be known as hip hop, I've never seen a time where black and brown, black and Puerto Rican, however we want to label this, were not together in this. And so I think about people like Mario and Tex D, they're together. Tex is a Puerto Rican. And so it's always the idea always flies in back by saying, well, yeah, Tex was Puerto Rican, but he was a black Puerto Rican. So you didn't know he was Puerto Rican. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. You're not.
Silly. That's silly.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Ridiculous. So anyway, I just figured they need to hear from you as far as the fact that, yes, we were there. Yes, we were. So the first part of the argument always went, well, no, y'all weren't there. And then it changed. Y'all were there, but y'all didn't do anything. Y'all were there watching us.
Who was Africa Isaac from Monroe Projects?
Talk about him.
He was a Zulu Nation DJ, and he was Puerto Rican, and his name was African Isaac.
There you go.
Tex DJ Hollywood, Puerto Rican, also knew his African roots, had bigger afros than Foster Still and Michael Jackson put together.
Yes, sir. Yes,
they
sir.
knew their roots. They knew who they was.
Right.
We all knew we all was. He was running around with me and Mario and all that, and playing everything. He also was a black slave.
Right.
The leaders of the Savage Nomads and the Ghetto Brothers. If you look at them, they speak Spanish, and also got the look of so-called black. But everybody want to run from their Africanism. Everybody want to run from their blackism. Everybody want to run from their Moorishism. Because we don't know history, and we taught by liars and hypocrites and chaotic people that want to keep us at fighting each other, attacking each other. This way they keep control of everything that's happening all over the world, to keep you attacking and not coming together in unification and understanding that it's all about knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality.
That's right.
Overcoming our negatives to the positives, to do something in life for each other, to help each other.
That's right.
Teach one, feed one, and help one. Uplift one. Aviso Campos, fighter for our people in Puerto Rico.
Right.
Arthur Sunberg, fighter for our people and keeping our history alive. Puerto Ricans keeping the African bamba, keeping the African drums, the congas, and all that alive when they didn't want you so-called Negroes playing none of that stuff.
That's right.
Keeping the percussionists alive, keeping the African dancers alive when I was in Puerto Rico, they don't tell you that the whole half of the island was had all the ladies in the white and all that was keeping all the African residents that dressed all in the white. Yeah. That they had to wear the big dresses to hide the children under their dresses, who also had to pick cotton. Puerto Ricans, people had to pick cotton.
Right. Santeria. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why is not teaching all this history to our people now? Why are they trying to get rid of so-called Black and Latino history in the schools today?
That's true. That's true. One of
why
the
we
things.
Don't know about.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just before you go, why we don't know about Joe Cuba?
Joe Cuba.
When he's singing "Oh Yeah" and "Bang Bang," they were rapping. Joe Bataan.
Right, Joe Bataan. Joe Batan's a Filipino though. He's Filipino and Black, but he was raised in Puerto Rican. I mean, he might.
Culture.
Yeah, he was raised in their culture, most definitely. One of the things that I saw that was very interesting to me as I was watching the history of the gang truce meeting at Hoe Avenue, and I see Bam Bam, the supreme warlord of the Spades, and I see his jacket. You mentioned this, and he has the Black Liberation flag, and then on his right arm, he has a Puerto Rican patch, and this is 1971. So I'm like, we've been rocking together. I don't know why you want to say we came in the 80s or the late 70s. They just don't know. I don't know. They just don't know.
They rather go to a fake story like West Side Story, where they wouldn't put Puerto Ricans to play their own part, had to use the Greeks and others to play their part. So we like believing all the fantasy stuff and not deal with reality of fatality versus beliefs.
That's right. Well, Bam, is there anything, last words you want to say on this topic as far as the Boricuas being part of the culture of hip hop from the beginning? Anything any last closing words?
Well, my closing words to brothers and sisters, our indigenous people, let's stop the foolishness. We are one people speaking different languages, but we're not really speaking our own languages. But be glad you're speaking something, and let's communicate with each other and really research our story, our history, where it won't become a mystery to our people. As the elders and the children come up, they be taught right, with right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, for us to be together in unity. Peace, unity, love, and having fun, and overcome the negative through the positive. One love, like Bob Marley said.
Amen.
And Curtis Mason says, keep on pushing.
Yes, sir. Well, once again, Bam, man, thank you so much. Whip, thank you, man, for connecting us. Bam, I don't know if you got the chance to watch the documentary that I asked Whip to send to you, the Latin Breakdown. But we're at your leisure when you can. It's just more of the history that, I brought out last year in a doc. But appreciate you, brother, so much. And hopefully we'll stay connected and keep talking.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
The struggle continues, brother.
Yes, sir.
Peace, King. Bam, I'll call you back.
All right.
All right, Aki. Yes, sir. Peace.
And so there you have it, the final interview that we're going to share tonight. These were just some real pivotal moments in 2025. So my prayer for you as you go into the new year, that you strip away anything that is going to cause stress, right? My resolution for this year is to not get into any kind of discussions, arguments about whether Puerto Ricans were. That's a done deal. We already know that. That's those that know, and this is not something we need to continue to try and prove. I'm just going to put out the information, put out the knowledge, and let people make their own decisions. But I will no longer engage with people who have these really biased agendas to continue this division. All right. Listen, God bless you guys. Have a great new year. If you're celebrating, be careful. And I'll catch you in 2026. Peace.